17, 18, 14, we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson down to mighty Mississippi. Took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we fought the bloody British in the town of New Orleans. Fired air guns and the British kept a-coming. There wasn't how many years there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began a-running down to Mississippi till they got to Mexico. When we looked down the river and we seen the British come, and there must have been 100 on the beating on the drum. The kicked so high, they made the bugles ring. We stopped beside our cotton fields and didn't say a thing. Fired air guns and the British kept a-coming. Wasn't how many years there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began a-running down to Mississippi till they got to Mexico. Old Hickory said we could take 'em by surprise if we didn't shoot our muzzles till we looked 'em in the eyes. We held our fire till we seen them faces well, then we opened up our squirrel guns and really gave 'em. Well, we fired air guns and the British kept a-coming. There wasn't how many years there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began a-running down to Mississippi till they got to Mexico. Well, they went through the briars and they went through the brambles and they went through the bush where the rabbits couldn't go. They ran so fast the hounds couldn't catch 'em down to Mississippi till they got to Mexico. Well, we fired our cannon till the barrel melted down, so we grabbed an alligator and we pulled another round. We filled his head with cannonballs, powdered his behind. When we touched the powder off, the gator lost his mind. Fired air guns and the British kept a-coming. Wasn't how many years there was a while ago. Fired once more and they began a-running down to Mississippi till they got to Mexico. Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bush where the rabbits couldn't go. They ran so fast the hounds couldn't catch 'em down to Mississippi till they got to Mexico. Yeah, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bush where the rabbits couldn't go. Woo! Ran so fast the hounds couldn't catch 'em down to Mississippi till they got to Mexico.
I guess today, as promised, is Ron Burke, better known as Lucky Ron. Right, Ron?
That's right.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Ron. How you got? I know you're very well known in the business, Black Donnellys and all. But give us a start up on how you.
Well, I got what sort of got me going on the whole thing was what used to be the Downstairs Club. I started working there on the Saturday afternoons to get an Ottawa version of what Hanson Ned was doing at the time. And I've been there for about 7.5 years now, every Saturday afternoon and Wednesday night, doing the same old stuff. And well, we'll be there till I die or they fire me.
Still packing the men.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You were telling me you're getting as much as 300 on a Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. And now that the school's back and everything, I'm expecting more. Maybe have to build some rafters or put a 4th floor on the place or something.
Right.
Yeah, because it's getting very, very crowded now.
You're doing a single there?
Yeah, yeah. I have been for the whole time that I've been there. Has been a single act. It works out well, and it seems to be more popular even than when I go in with the band. Won't fill it as much. Well, then again, there's a cover charge when we bring a band in. That had something to do with it, of course. Yeah. A lot less people to split the money with too. By myself. Yeah.
You had you were with a band called the Black Donnellys.
Yeah.
That was quite a fair-sized band, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's 9 people, and two fiddles, steel guitar, mandolin, a double bass, 2 very lovely female singers, and drums. It's a fairly trumpet for the Texas swing stuff, right. And still together. That band actually, we've had that band together longer than I've been even doing the Lucky Ron show. That's what the whole thing sprung off of in the first place. Was we played at the place once and then approached them about the Saturday show.
Much turnover in the band, like
none.
No.
There's only one person who's left. Was I used to be on electric and steel guitar with the band when we formed it, and we had a fella there. Lucky Jim Steele was the singer for the Donnellys. So he left for London, England to work for Walt Disney, and so I took over the singing on it. He's the only person that's ever left. It's all the same people.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a local lad, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was born and raised here down at the Grace Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wasn't raised there. I was born there. Yeah, I lived here all but 3 years of my life when I was pursuing the musical career in Toronto. Yeah. But as everyone else, I just headed back here, and well, fortunately for me too, right. Or this wouldn't have happened.
Have you done any recordings solo or with the Donnellys, or?
Excuse me. Yeah, we did some a recording with the Donnellys about 7 years ago or something, but it's still sitting in its in the can,
Right.
Then for myself, I did a single about maybe 5 years ago, which is all gone now. small, except for 20 or 30 of them, which I'm keeping for when I get to be really old. Yeah. and I got another one in the works, but it's been in the works for 4 years. Once again, it's just sitting there. It's all that needs to be done on it, I believe, is some electric guitar and mix and something like that. But I'll probably have to change the whole darn thing. When you leave it that long, I mean, it doesn't even sound like it.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Own composition.
No,
Get that right, yeah.
the one on the single is, yeah. Then there's a couple on the new thing, but mostly it's all our old favorites and things,
Right.
Wilburn Brothers and Webb Pierce, sort of things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you doing traditional country now where you are, Ron?
Yeah, I'm doing, with the exception of the Stompin' Tom music, my stuff goes from maybe mid-50s till maybe 63.
Yeah.
And nothing other than Stompin' Tom, nothing more recent than say 64 at the very most.
And you're packing them in. That's really nice because it's hard to do traditional today.
Yeah, it certainly is. It doesn't seem to be getting a lot of exposure, like even
That's
on
right.
even on the so-called country music stations, Yeah. And that's what I like, And if they want to hear more modern country music, it's all out there, in all the bars and things. And but then if they want to hear nothing but the older stuff, they can come to the old Lucky Ron show.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see somebody still doing that, or being able to do it, really, because
Yeah.
it's not that some entertainers don't want to do it so much as they can't.
Yeah.
People, they...
Yeah, well, that's another
get on
thing.
them,
That's another thing, like wherever you're performing for one thing, things do change, and musical styles and interests change. And in the country-style bar, you're going to get an audience there that want to hear the good songs that are on the radio now.
Right.
Whereas with my show and the bar itself, I mean, the people that are coming to see me from day one till now, none of them are really country music fans until they get to the show. So this is what their interpretation of country music is to them, because they're very new in the whole thing, and
Right.
this is what it is, So that's the difference. I don't play necessarily for a country music audience there,
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably not a fair question to ask. You don't really have to answer if you don't want to, but what do you feel of the modern country today, so to speak? Like, just to maybe help you answer, I personally feel that it's, I don't really particularly like the change. I don't call it country anymore, like I know it. So
Yeah, well, I feel the same way. A lot of this stuff, I definitely agree that it isn't, really country as it's supposed to be. But on the other hand, there's some acts out there that are still doing more of a country thing, And unlike maybe 4 years ago, it was all like very pop stuff. But now I find it's starting to come back around the way that you're looking at a lot of the stuff on there, like nowadays, like just full of rock and roll and blues stuff in the country music, And they just put a little bit of a twang on their voice, accent it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they say, it's bringing more people to country, but
Yeah.
it's not bringing country people to country.
No, that's right. Yeah.
It's stuff you wouldn't get away with in the rural area, or
No.
like we play Legion twice a year,
Yeah.
and I just have a book that I use, Coco Heart, Cheating Heart.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Yeah.
They dance from song one to song end.
Yeah. Well,
And it's
that's the
great.
real stuff. Yeah.
Well, Ron, I want to thank you for coming in.
Oh, it's my
I know
pleasure.
you're a busy man, and all the best to you.
Well, thanks very much.
And get that record out.
Shall do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I know there's never been a man in the awful state I'm in. I can't even write my name, my head's in such a spin. Today I tried to eat a steak with a big old tablespoon. Yeah, I'm chasing rabbits, walking on my hands and howling at the moon. Well, sure, I took one look at you and it almost drove me mad. Then I even went and lost what little sense I had. Now I can't tell the day from night. I'm crazy as a loon. Yeah, I'm chasing rabbits, pulling out my hair and howling at the moon. Some friends of mine asked me to go out on a hunting spree, 'cause there ain't a hound dog in this land who can hold a light to me. Well, I ate 3 bones for dinner today, and I tried to tree a raccoon. He got me chasing rabbits, walking on all fours and howling at the moon. Well, I rode my horse to town today, and a gas pump we did pass. I pulled him up and I hollered whoa and said fill him up with gas. The man pulled out a monkey wrench and wound to change my tune. He got me chasing rabbits, spitting out teeth and howling at the moon. Well, Well, I never knew in this whole world a fool could fall so hard. But a honey baby, when I fell, the whole world must have jarred. Well, I know I'd quit my doggish ways if you take me for your groom. You got me chasing rabbits, picking at rings and howling at the moon. You got me chasing rabbits, picking at rings and howling at the moon.
People, you keep me going. Till next time, take care.
And the notches on his pistol numbered 1 to 19 more, 1 to 19 more. Well, the stranger started talking, made it clear to folks around. He was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be in town too long. He came there to take an outlaw back alive.